Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Career. Yes, here we are in Misano for the San Marino Grand Prix. And the first circuit where Dan MacDonald rode his MotoGP machine, of course, in testing last season. So he's very familiar with this machine round this track. Let's see if we can have a good qualifying, which hopefully make the race a bit easier than it was in Silverstone. Well, he did have a good qualifying, of course, but there was issues on the opening lap. Bit of hard work for the elusive rider, but he got a result that mattered. And he's very much still in the title hunt as we're in the final third of the season now. 6 races remaining. First round here in Misano. And it's the third visit to Spain at Aragon. As all he gets the rear tyre spinning out of the hairpin. Very easy to do that. And in the double right, of course, he's got to look out for someone diving down his inside like we saw with Canet. I think it was Morbidelli, wasn't it, on Moto 2, who were very fast in that section. Here we go through the quick stuff. First right, then the second right. Gonna set up for the third right. Then the fourth right is the hairpin. Again, got to look out for someone diving down the inside there. Oh, and into the penultimate corner, rear end, get him out. MacDonald goes wide. Again in the final corner, just a bit wide, a bit all over the place. But just setting for 32.5, which I remember from testing last season was around the same pace, so not too bad for MacDonald. His opening effort. Of course, they can go a bit fast on his second effort though. There's Aragon next, and then it's the flyaway races, the triple header in Japan, Australia, and Malaysia. It's always 3/10 down in that first set. It's a not good start. And then the fourth visit and the season finale in Valencia. Round out this season after a year break, it returns. Let's go into the hairpin, get on the power. That's much smoother. That's better. Need to do that in the race. Oh, but he's gone wide in the right-hander. And that's his lap over. So he only had one lap in the end to do it, MacDonald. But I reckon that 32.5 is right up there. Oh, it is. Look at that. Way faster than Petrucci. Also goes through on the Prema Ducati. As Jonas Folger on the Yamaha just misses out on his Tech 3. And then you've got the Aprilia of Espargo. Then Scott Redding, Jack Miller, Albert Batista, Lois Baz, Alex Rins, to the back, to Barbara, Carrot. You get used to your order by now in this season. With Bradley Swift, he's going to be on the special road. So can MacDonald have another fantastic qualifying too. So here he is headed out for his one shot at glory. Boy, like an exit out of the final corner like that. Got a superb run over the line, headed towards the first complex of corners here at Misano. As you've already seen, it's a tight circuit for the first sector. All about flow, rhythm at low speed. And then the second after lap is all about high speed, flow, rhythm through those 4 right-handers. Down the second gear, running slightly wide. Not getting the bike in how he would like, MacDonald. That's a good run. Onto the back straight. Got a helicopter just hovering overhead. Which I was meant to be moving a bit quicker than that. It's into the hairpin, breaking a bit early, MacDonald. Missing the apex. He's kind of in the second groove through the hairpin, but that's a nice exit. Look at that. Nice and smooth. So we'll get it down to second, running a bit wide. Look at that smooth exit though. That's what we like. Maximum speed down these straights. Let's go through the first right. MacDonald maximising all of the track. Little curve on the inside as well. It's a very smooth run. The elusive rider through the right-handers. Now into the penultimate corner. Getting a bit earlier than he did. Qualifying 1, now the final corner. Very easy to run right. That's a pretty smooth exit as well. Could this be a 31? Oh, not quite. 32 flat. That's how you do it. Couldn't have ridden that much better. MacDonald a bit wide in a couple of corners, but so smooth. That's what you need to be when you're going for pole, and grab it by 0.8 of a second ahead of Marcus. He's just 0.003 of a second faster than the Finn. Could have been a first elusive 1-2 in qualifying, but both riders on the front row for what I believe is the first time in MotoGP. I'll take that. With Vinales ahead of Rossi and Dovi on the second row. Then on the third row, Pedrosa, Crutchlow and Zarco. On the fourth row, Lorenzo, Inoni and Petrucci. So can the elusive riders deliver in the race once again? So here we are, looking at magnificent grid in Misano with Blue Steel and Magnum on the front row. Taking further down, Petrucci with those model looks in 12th. With Lorenzo leading at 4th row, leading the 5th row is Folgate of Espargaro and Redding. And further down, you've got usual suspects at the back with Bradley Smith in 25th and on the 9th row.
So the race is about to begin, and the riders know that all the hard work they put in won't mean a thing if they can't cross the finish line in one of the positions that counts.
As there's MacDonald with a clear run to a very short run to the first corner. So can he hold off from Marquez and his teammate when the lights go out for this 7-lap race? Moves over slightly to block Marquez, not his teammate though. And oh, the Finn dives through into the lead, does he? MacDonald dives back through, takes back the lead. But oh, the aggression from the Finn in that first corner, did not expect that. And still being aggressive. Oh, as he MacDonald goes wide, he got forced by his teammate, did he? Doesn't this like Marquez also lost out? We've got Dovi in 3rd and Vinales in 2nd, but the Finn leads, heading into the hairpin for the first time. Got 7 laps here. Tyre wheel again might be an issue near the end of the race, as Rossi gets past Marquez from 5th in his second home race for Rossi. Of course, the huge contingent of 46 fans around here in yellow. Don't think they have chainsaws though, like Mugello. But here we go, MacDonald wheel to wheel with Dovi into the first. Fast right, goes slightly wide though. Now Ducati back by into the second. MacDonald holds it round the outside for the third though. Oh, fantastic wheel to wheel battling with Ducati. Now here comes Dovi into the hairpin, looking to get back by. MacDonald holds him off, gets the exit. And almost nicks down the inside of Vinales into the penultimate corner. Now have to look out for that as the race goes on. As he goes wide in the final corner, Dovi nicks down the inside, they touch. MacDonald holds on at the end of the first lap. Fantastic battling with Andrea Dovizioso. On that Ducati, you've got Vinales to the 5-7 opening out, 35.6. But you now got a three-way fight with MacDonald joining the Yamaha pair. The front, and oh, Vinales looking down the inside of the Finn. The Finn having none of it. Here goes MacDonald trying to do the cutback onto the back straight to make an elusive 1-2. Oh, this is glorious. He breaks a bit early into the hairpin. Vinales tries to take him back. MacDonald forces his way by, having none of it from the championship leader. His title rival as well. He's battling with. I'm sure the factory team don't mind that as well. But we've got Rossi past Dovizioso. It's a Yamaha 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but the Ducati fights back. Dovi, as you saw that previous lap, he likes a good battle. He won't give up. So here's MacDonald gaining on his teammate through the fast rights, and the Finn messes up that third right, but holds on to the lead from his teammate. He's got half a second behind to Vinales. Oh, MacDonald forced to go wide though, almost into the back of his teammate in the penultimate corner. At the end of this second lap, it's an elusive 1-2, but early in the race for once. So maybe MacDonald can just save his tyres a bit in his first half of the race, then attack his teammate in the second half. He's got half a second gap to the Finn, but Vinales is not backing off as there's MacDonald 33.7. As Dovi gets back past Rossi, the two Italians battling like a hell. I'm sure the home crowd like that. Even though it is the San Marino Grand Prix again, this is a circuit in Italy. A bit like having an F1 with Imola. on San Marino Grand Prix, despite being in Italy. Dovi back past Rossi. Vinales half a second back. You've got Donald half a second back of the Finn. They will hit the apex of the hairpin for the first time this race is MacDonald. And there goes Rossi back past Dovi in the hairpin. Oh, running a bit wide there, MacDonald. He seems to be the guy who's quick in this double right. This MotoGP level. Half second back is Vinales, but here's MacDonald with the slipstream on his teammate. Does he dare it down the inside to the fast right? Backs out of it. Does not want to take out his teammate and do it this early in the race as well. It's a Finn. Oh, messes up again into that third right-hander. No, just letting him know he's there, perhaps. Vinales almost a second back. There's now Marquez past Rossi. Oh, here comes the Honda. Marquez perhaps seeing his title chances get away from him as well, with Vinales and MacDonald ahead of him. They're losing more points to the pair to go into the fourth lap. And the elusive pair have a second lead on Vinales. That's what we like to see. Dodgers can concentrate on what's going on in front. He's nips down the inside the Finn. Once again, just let him know he's there. And look at the tyres, barely anywhere. So far, it's almost halfway through this race. Just turning up all things elusive at the moment. As Rossi gets past Marquez for fourth. No other loss between that pair, no doubt. Ronaldo's got the slipstream heading into the hairpin. Does he dive down the inside? He does. He runs wide. Lets the Finn get back by him. Ronaldo's cutting back, nicking to the outside. Oh, the Finn almost squeezes him out there. This is a 1.2 second gap to Vinales behind. Once again getting the run out of the double right. Not quite close enough like he was in the previous lap, but he's definitely letting the Finn know he's there. He's definitely telling him to speed up a bit, maybe. Oh, he's just waiting here. It's like classic Marc Marquez. Waiting, saving everything for the final couple of laps. You're learning well from the Spaniard on the Honda. Looks like. Let's go on to the fifth lap. Still right in the wheel tracks of the Finn. Just like it was in the section earlier in the season. But on that occasion, the Finn won out. Of course, MacDonald looking to get the better of him. Especially with Vinales behind him, he'll be gaining some more points on the Spaniards. And if he gets first, Vinales gets third. So the bike's starting to slide a bit for MacDonald. I believe he'd be less than a race win behind the Spaniard then. So he's got taking a little look. As Marquez and Rossi exchange places once again. Over a second gap to Vinales still. Go down this back straight. MacDonald good at trying down the inside. Oh, he touches the Finn. That was aggressive. He decided to pull the pin. But the Finn wasn't having it. Now MacDonald's run wide into the double right. Allowed the Finn down the inside, but MacDonald's got the run down the back straight to take back the lead. I'm sure the Finn will be very happy with MacDonald after this race. There's no doubt Scott wanted to make that move, but maybe not that harshly into the hairpin. But you saw a gap. Saw an opportunity to perhaps get away with his tyres good now. You can perhaps push on the next lap, build that gap to the Finn, and then on the final lap just conserve again. He's been conserving for 3 laps now behind the Finn. Had enough of nicking out the exhaust. He's not used to it. Perhaps seeing his teammates' exhaust in front of him. He's now got a half-second gap as he go on to the 6th lap, penultimate lap of the race. Here's MacDonald unleashed. Let's see what he can do. Short just up to 3rd, slightly wide though. To the right. Down the back straight. Oh, slightly wide again into the right. Wide again into the right again. It's been slightly wide everywhere, but he's carrying the speed, momentum. He's got a second gap to the Finn behind. Hopefully Vinales is still a second behind the Finn, so he can have the first 1-2 for Elusive at MotoGP level. We'll see on the final lap. So that's how you get it into the hairpin. Does seem like MacDonald just has that a bit more around Misano than anyone else. They got 1.3 second gap now. And look at the tyres in the bottom right, around half worn for the front tyre, and see that's a third left on the rear tyre. Very good condition. So I thought tyres might be a bit of a worry here. Obviously not. So we run slightly wide in the final right. The penultimate right, now into the hairpin. 2 second gap. We've got it into the wrong gear. Much better have second out of hairpins, I think. Into the final corner, definitely second out of there. As he heads on to the final lap, does MacDonald, dips into the 32s. Fast as that, 32.8. And look at that 2 second lead on the fin. They're like classic Rossi as well, back in the day. And with thousands from over a decade ago now. When he was at his best on that Honda and Yamaha. Always seems to have a little bit more than the person he was battling with. Now 2.3 seconds out of the fin. Just cruising on this final lap. And a demonstration from the Elusive machines. And from Yamaha as well. Going to be an all Yamaha podium once again. Will it be a 1-4 though, as Rossi got ahead of Marquez? That's a big question behind. Still 2.3 seconds out of the fin. Head on to the back straight towards these fast right hands for the final time. I don't know how these riders do it in real life. These fast rights. Go through the final fast right and into the slow right. Even taking no slowly, MacDonald was half a second faster than the fin. He maybe have backed off as well. The final lap. Once in that gap behind to Vinales, MacDonald slides wide in the final corner, but it won't matter as he takes another victory and another step towards Vinales in the title battle. It's definitely getting used to this winning feeling at MotoGP levels, MacDonald. As he is almost 4 seconds ahead of his team at the first elusive 1-2 at MotoGP level. Superb race from the pair. With Vinales in third, and Rossi did beat out Marquez by a tenth of a second, so it's a Yamaha 1, 2, 3, 4. With Honda in fifth, Ducati in sixth, seventh and eighth, with Dovi ahead of Petrucci and Lorenzo, then Crutchlow in ninth, Zarco rounds out the top 10 ahead of Scott Redding, Iannone, Battista, Espargaro and Danny Pedrosa in 15th on the other Repsol Honda. And that's by 74 thousandths of a second ahead of the Tech 3. Fiona's Volga. Don't expect Danny down there, although it's Baz in last. As in the championship, my mouse was correct. MacDonald's less than a race win behind Vinales now, just 23 points back of the Spaniard. And it looks like it's turning into a 2-horse race with Marquez 32 points behind MacDonald. Now, and over 2 race wins behind Vinales, and he's just 3 points ahead of Rossi, who's 10 points ahead of Dovi. There's definitely a battle for third in the championship. Hopefully MacDonald's ignited the battle for the championship as well, with the Finn in sixth. A bit lonely now, 27 points back of Dovi and 37 points ahead of Pedrosa, with Crutchlow in 8th, Lorenzo 9th, and Petrucci rounding out the top 10 as Sam Lowes is still in last. As in the constructor stand, it's 118 point lead for Yamaha ahead of Honda, with Ducati in for 27 points back, and Suzuki in fourth, double points of Aprilia, and KTM yet to score. As in the team's rankings, once again Elusive just gaining a little bit more on the factory team, 60 points back now, and 69 points ahead of Repsol Honda, with Ducati in fourth, Pramac fifth, Tech 3 6th, LCR 7th, Suzuki 8th, Aprilia 9th, Aspar 10th, Vintia, Mark VDS, and KTM right at the back. As yes, the clones are ecstatic. As there's an all Yamaha podium, there is Vinales and the Finn exchanging notes in the background. And we have unlocked 2014 Marc Marquez. I believe that's a year when he won like the first half of the season, all the races. First half of the season looked unbeatable and still until Bruno, when I think it was Pedrosa who ended his streak there. But yeah, Marquez in only his second season as well was just looked invincible at the top level, incredible. And what a special rider he is. Has in MotoGP. I think our riders are pretty special as well. The first 1-2 at that level at smashing the race objectives. As in Moto2 as well. Look at that. Alejandro started 16th, finished 18th for his best finish for the season, and finished ahead of Andrea from 34th up to 19th. A decent race for a Moto2 player for the first time, both of them finishing in the top 20, as once again in Moto3 the Swede won from pole, with Omar just missing on a race objective. Started 26th, finished 26th. He's moving forward at least. It's no longer 30th, it went up to 28th, but now it's up to 26th. Just needs a little nudge to achieve that race objective. As Omar improves his braking and cornering, so does the Swede. Alejandro improves his braking and throttle management. Andrea improves his body position. The Finn improves his brake, and MacDonald's got everything maxed out, so he won't improve it again. And as you can see, earned a decent amount of credits and reputation. As the end episode, we can do an activity or test. You do a marketing campaign for an extra credit bonus to achieve the sponsored jets in the next race by 100%. An interview to achieve the exact same thing by 100%. Prize competition, get a fixed credit race reward when you're sponsored for the next race by 100%. Go and do some coaching for a ride, improve their coordination, improve their body position ability by 20%. Or do a test session, improve a part by 2 weeks. I have to go back for a sec. I'll be back in a sec to check on the parts that are being developed. Okay, it seems I actually can't do that. If I go back to the menu. That's why you're hearing the music once again in the background. So I can't do the test session because I don't know how developed my parts are. And I say we're just going to stick with improving our ride. Just do the body position ability. As now I can look at the parts. Oh no, 2 weeks left. God damn it. Why didn't I realise that beforehand? And 3 weeks for the brakes as well. But let's improve the calyx once again. As you can't do suspension or brakes, you can only improve the frame. So that will take 7 weeks. That'll take you until the end of the season, will it? As looking at the calendar, in the 29th week, it will take into the penultimate weekend of the season, which is Valencia. So we're going to have one more frame improvement for the rest of the season. But next time out, we'll be heading to the 3rd Spanish round of the season on the MotoGP Aragon circuit. Happy hunting ground for MacDonald in the past, if not overall the most successful. He's definitely had speed around there, perhaps not the results to back it up. Let's look at the race objective for the Finn. He's got to finish on the podium now. That's insane. And MacDonald won the race. He's just got to finish in the top 5 still. Don't understand that logic. But in Moto2, can our pair finally score their first point this season? In Moto3 can Gustafsson just continue winning? Find out next time. So out for watching. I'll see you then.